Many people had tried to make Heart of Darkness, that Orson Welles had tried and failed, and nobody could lick Heart of Darkness. Well, that was like waving a red flag in front of a young bull. You know, that was the worst thing that he could say. I immediately set out to make Heart of Darkness.
Well, you had read by then Conrad, correct?
I'd read it when I was 17,
Uh-huh.
and I read it once, and I didn't want to go back and read it again because I felt it had so impressed me,
Right.
that I felt like other things that I had dreamed it.
Ah.
And I sort of had this vision. I didn't want to get it. I didn't want to go back and fool with it some more and say, well, this is what really happened here. I had my own kind of vision of it.
And even with that, it reads like it's very close to the novel.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty, obvious story. And I mean, there were things that I put in that were, like the Dennis Hopper character. There is a character similar to that, in Heart of Darkness, but not really, and this Russian guy who's up there talking to Kurtz and stuff, and I sort of envisioned this crazy photographer, because there was, a number of these photographers in Vietnam at the time who were, running around, and Errol Flynn's son was one of them who was lost. But I didn't want to go back and get it exactly right. I wanted to have it sort of be more of a, but I wanted to call him Colonel Kurtz. I wanted to have things like this so that you knew it was Heart of Darkness.
Right. The horror.
And,
it's nice because this is the moment when Chief dies, that he looks up and sees this harlequin figure waving all the people away. He sees, like, essentially Dennis Hopper. You know what I mean?
Stop him with your siren, man! Stop him with the siren!
I have Dennis Hopper playing a spaced-out photojournalist with 12 cameras who's here because he's going to get the truth. When it's all, whew, man. And he's a wonderful apparition.
I'm an American! Yeah! American civilian. Hi, Yanks. Hi. American.
I didn't know till 2 weeks before I came here that I was even going to be in the picture, much less play a photojournalist, a guy in tatters and rags, taking photographs, trying to explain what this was all about and how it's blown his mind away.
I'm not going to help you. You're going to help him, man. You're going to help him. I mean, what are they going to say, man, when he's gone, huh? Because he dies. When it dies, man. When it dies, he dies. What are they going to say about him? What are they going to say? He was a kind man. He was a wise man. He had plans. He had wisdom. Bullshit, man. Am I going to be the one that's going to set them straight? Look at me, wrong. You.
I'm not disclosing any trade secrets, but I want you to understand now that Mr. Kurtz had taken a high seat amongst the devils of the land. I mean literally. A group of natives appeared, bearing a stretcher. I looked down on the long, gaunt figure of Kurtz, the hollow cage of his ribs, a bald skeleton head, like an ivory ball.